Alright guys, so yesterday I didn't shoot a whole lot of video. We did get dumped on in the rain. I got a little bit of video, but me and Dave, when we left Garrettsville, we backroaded it all the way back to Indianapolis. It took us the better part of the day. We got dumped on pretty heavy in the rain, and it was mostly long, flat, straight roads. I think I've never seen stretches of road that straight and flat in my life, and I've been all over the country on a motorcycle. So I stayed at this hotel right here. I think it's called like the Fort Harris or Fort Harrison Inn, something like that. I don't know, but about 300 miles from home. I could have made it home last night if I really pushed, but I was beat. I got here, I didn't shoot any video when I got in last night. I just said screw it. I grabbed a quick little wrap from Walmart. I stayed in my hotel room all night, got some good sleep. So I'm out here now loading the bike up. I just adjusted tension on the chain, just ever so slightly. That'll be like the fourth time I've adjusted tension on this trip on it. I don't know if that's normal or not. So I think when I get home I'm probably going to order an O-ring chain, because I just feel like I've been experiencing a lot of stretch in this chain. I had to stop yesterday at a AutoZone, get some chain lube, and I had to clean and lube the chain and tension it, because it was just rattling its butt off. So overall, bike is performing great. We've only had the one breakdown, which was the fender issue. The tire working great. I mean, I couldn't be more thrilled. So like I said, we've got about 300 miles to home, and I'll do a little debrief there. Probably not going to shoot a lot of footage on the way home. It's Illinois, man. It's Indiana and Illinois. It's really nothing to look at. But so I'm gonna get this bike loaded up. I'm gonna shut my mouth and get on the road, and I will probably see you guys back at my house. Alright guys, so I'm at a truck stop right now. My hands are still shaking. I just had the scariest thing I've ever had happen on a bike before. I damn near wrecked the bike. So the heim joint on this thing broke on my caliper. The caliper swung around, ripped the brake line out. The force was so much it almost ripped the tool bag off the bike. Oh, I'm shaking so bad right now. So there's brake fluid on everything. I just bought some solvent and some rags. I'm gonna get this cleaned up as much as I can. I'm gonna zip tie this caliper. Luckily I still have a rear brake, so I'm almost home. I'm like an hour and a half from home, and I just about ate it at like 75 miles an hour. Alrighty, so my nerves are calmed down now. Let me show you guys how I have this rigged to get the hour and a half back home. I've got, I think, 5 zip ties holding that caliper in place, and the brake line is all coiled up and zip tied up to the springer. So I'm all on rear brakes from here. Hopefully those don't fail. If you guys never see another video from me again, or if you never see this video, I suppose, you know the rear brakes failed too. So, but I guess I'm gonna get back on the road, and hopefully I make it home. It's the first time this entire trip that I've doubted if I'm gonna make it to where I'm going. Like, before I left, I was really on the fence of if I was gonna get where I was going, and then everything's gone so well that I never crossed my mind that I might not make it back home. So, alrighty, I'm gonna get back at it and hopefully not die. So the zip ties held for about 20 miles and then broke. So now I'm at a Menards. I saw Menards off the side of the road, and I was able to go inside and find all the individual pieces to assemble a heim joint. So I'm going to throw this together real quick. I'm still not going to have a front brake, but at least the caliper's just not going to be just flopping around. So when I get back home, I'll have to put a bleeder on it because the bleeder snapped, and I'll have to make another brake line. But other than that, it's not as bad as it could have been, and I didn't get hurt. So what a day so far. Alrighty, so new heim joint is on. That's as good as it's gonna get, but that should get me home. So here's how I have the brake line coiled up. up until today, this has been a great trip. I'm ready to be done. So, alrighty. I guess get gas, and I'm about an hour and a half from home. So, unfortunately, I'm not going straight home. I'm taking this bike straight to the shop and dropping it off, and I'm going to ride my Indian home, I guess. So, I will catch up with you guys when I get back to my shop. Alright guys, I'm sitting here editing this video that you're watching right now, and I realized I didn't really explain real well what happened with the bike. So, obviously, a motorcycle is always trying to beat itself to death, and when you have a hardtail bike, it's just that much worse. So, both failures I experienced were on about the same 30-mile stretch of Interstate 70. The road was riddled with potholes, there's a lot of construction going on, and on that stretch, the bike just beat itself to death. So on the way out, that's where the fender developed its crack and damaged the tire. And then on the way back, that's where the bolt for that heim joint sheared, and half of the heim joint fell out. After I got the bike on the lift this week, I found, even though I Loctited everything on this bike, I found a lot of loose bolts, or some bolts even missing. So, in the future, moving forward, I guess I'm going to start treating this thing like an aircraft and kind of doing a little pre-flight before I do any trips or anything, and even at several points along the way. But, like I always say, you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes you have to learn things the hard way, and I'm thankful that I didn't get hurt. So, we learned some lessons. So, let's dive back into this video. Well, guys, I just got back to the shop. Chopper's there. So, I don't feel like touching a bike for the rest of the day. I was going to ride the Indian home, but my wife's here, so we're actually just going to ride together in the truck. And tomorrow, or some point this week, Chopper's going on the lift, and I'm going to have to get some parts ordered and get some stuff fixed. It's been a hell of a trip. Man. Whew, today was sketchy. I'm going to go over here and sit on the couch for a moment. But, overall, great weekend. I really enjoyed myself. Met some awesome people. You know, I rode out alone, and generally speaking, I'm not a person who's great at making friends. I don't tend to click with people that well. I like to geek out over technical stuff, and hell, you guys who watch seem to probably know this more so than I probably do, but my hand is shaking, so I'm sorry if this video is shaky. So the weekend started rough. You know, the fender almost ruined things. Luckily, I caught that before it destroyed the tire. And then once I got into Columbus, I met Mike and John, was able to link up with them. And when we got to Garrettsville, I met Craig and David. We had an awesome weekend. There were two girls who were hanging out in our group also. I don't remember your names. I think one was Hannah. I don't remember the other. So if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. But overall, great weekend. Stuart and Jay and Ike, everybody who was in our little group over in our campground. It was awesome. We raised hell all weekend. They were all amazing. I enjoyed geeking out with you guys over technical stuff, and just lots of beers were had, and overall great. I know I didn't do this video justice by any means. There's going to be other content creators who were there. Her Two Wheels, Biker Babe Beth. I think there were some other content creators there. We're going to have much better videos than what mine was. But, you know, I went out to have fun, and I had fun. And sometimes when you do YouTube videos, the challenge can be going somewhere fun and having fun, because it often becomes work. So I made sure I didn't let that happen this weekend, and I'm sure my video suffered for it. But I had a great weekend. I made some great friends and exchanged phone numbers with them. So, you know, really hoping I get to link up with them for some more future rides and future events. And everything was just absolutely awesome. So, I'm beat, guys. I'm absolutely beat. I'm going to close this one out. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave a comment below. Did you make it out to the Lowbrow Get Down? If you didn't, why not? Also, in the description box, there's links to all my social media. My social media game's pretty trash, but I'm trying to work on it. As well as our company website, hotheadstalls.com, where we sell everything for horses, and there is a 5% off discount code. I will see you on the next one, and I'm going to go home and get some sleep.